This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite... Alright, give it a rest. All Access membership is available for $150 off at the moment up till Christmas Eve. If you're looking for an opportunity to get in at that, so $99 for access to all of the Truefire stuff for a year. Pretty good deal. Over the years, I've bought and sold an incredible amount of amps for, one person who mostly plays in their bedroom with a Helix or an HX Stomp. But this is the only amp that I've ever regretted selling. This is the Fuchs 4 Aces. Now, Andy, I messaged him and kind of asked, do you still make these? And he does make these still to order. They're a little bit odd. It was the first Dumble style amplifier that I'd ever bought. And I had a really kind of fond memory of it. I had the combo version. The head version is actually very much a lightweight unit, which is kind of nice. But it's kind of unique as it's a 4-watt amplifier. So in theory, you're going to be enjoying this for home use, but also hopefully you might be able to get the sort of more cooking style Dumble tones without the ear bleeding volumes that we see in like Robin Ford's that pedal show, getting up to 106, 108 dB, stuff that is not really possible for most of us, either at home or on a gig. So I haven't plugged it in yet, but let's try it. I think that's basically the gist of it. It's from the Casino series, where you've got like the 4 Aces, the Blackjack, and the Full House, which is the 50 watt, which is like their PCB based stuff with a digital spring reverb. So not the full, or like the hand wired, really expensive stuff, but I think still well respected. And I had to try this again because I saw it come up on Rich Tone Music for £700, and I thought when I sold the original one, it was because we were moving from rented house into our own house, and I kind of needed some cash. This, has kind of haunted me as this amp. I was like, I'd really like to try that again. So digital reverb on this thing, and foot switchable channels. So it's got kind of the two normal things that you get on a Dumble style amp, in that you switch between drive and clean, but then you can remove the tone stack too. So one of the things with this, I would say, is that it's not necessarily the most suitable home volumes ever. I think that's the clean. If I take the EQ all the way down, then I think it shows that we've got the tone stack in place. So we've got essentially the topology something like the Dumble. So we've got clean first of all. And a really nice digital reverb. I think that's based on one of their reverb pedals that they actually make. But you can see the clean over here is actually not set particularly high. So I think it's like a non-master volume clean. So that's already, I think... For 4 watts, very punchy. I think what's going to happen is that if you want a more cooking kind of blackface clean tone, like it is getting quite loud, but that 4 watt thing means that you can get into those slightly more driven tones without blowing the house down entirely. And then if we hit this B here, we've got a drive section which has its own master and tone and gain. So from like lower gain, and this is kind of one of the key points of the amp, is that this is supposed to take us from more Dumble-y to more Marshall-y. Sort of tones and then all the way up. And yeah, if we take it back down, a bit more mid. Okay, in terms of the amount of gain that we've got access to here, quite a lot. I'm using single coils here, so it's a bit noisy. So that's kind of nice. We can take this master up higher. So take that master down a little bit and turn the OD up more. I don't know if this clean pendant, right? So now that's not having any impact. So a Dumble topology, you have like a clean which sets level going into the gain. This doesn't have that same thing going. One thing I will say is for 4 watts, like it's incredibly loud. So yeah, 4 watts, but not 4 watts like you really think. So yeah, I think a really cool little amp, surprisingly loud for 4 watts, and that might have been why I ended up not using it as much as maybe I'd have thought. But if you were looking for the kind of lower headroom version of like the Dumble thing, this might be a really good candidate. Not that you can get them anyway, but and then you've got the PAB. If you want to disengage this tone stack. So yeah, a really cool amp. I'm glad that I saw this one. I think it's maybe quite a, I don't know, a more home-friendly sort of Dumble thing. I think maybe the Cheeriotone OTS 20 might be a good shout for this sort of thing. But also got that reverb built in, so that's really useful for me. I could use it on my own gigs where I don't have another guitar, but if I was on a 2-guitar gig, I think I might find this a little bit low headroom. And especially that clean, I think, is already quite... like on that edge of breakup. So it might not actually get me through a gig scenario where I need some slightly higher headroom cleans.